All right, hello and welcome to the video. Today we're going to be looking at the Apple Watch Series 9 stainless steel gold model. And I will take it off my wrist right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. So at this point, I filmed this video twice, and both times I've had the camera at a bad angle and didn't realize it. Just rushing this time of year, super busy, super hectic, but I wanted to show you a video where the watch is actually in focus and you can see the strap and the face and everything. And this is the best I got, so it'll have to do. But in this part of the video, I'm just explaining the watch is snappy. It looks good, obviously. And I'll mention this later in the video. This pale gold color is very nice. It's not too gaudy, so you can wear it every day, day to day. And I love the watch face that they have with it as the second hand goes around. It kind of does this like flare, glare thing, which is absolutely gorgeous. The watch is dope. And so it goes with more things that I thought, but I wanted to show this little clip that I took because it's the best view of the watch that I have. So I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. And jumping back to the color of the watch, it's probably about a 10 karat gold color, which is a very, very good decision by Apple. If you get a chance to go in an Apple store and check it out, it is a very, very nice, very eye-pleasing and catching gold color. So here is the watch in its glory. And so I'll start by saying it's not as gaudy as you think it would be. Let me go back a little bit. So I've had the Apple Watch Series 7 aluminum. I've had the stainless steel Series 7, and both of those were the 45 millimeter LTE versions. And then I had the Series 8, and then I've had the Apple Watch Ultra. I've now landed on this watch. And I'll start by saying, first of all, this is a great watch. This is, if you've had an Apple Watch, you know, this is just a continuation of greatness on the part of Apple. I love the design of this watch. I think it's super classy. I think it's understated. I think it'll last a long time. And this watch is kind of it's more of a paler gold color. So it's not like a yellow gold. I would say it's like a 10 karat gold color. And so this is obviously the mesh band. This is the Milanese mesh band. And one of my concerns with this watch is that, or was that it would look gaudy and it would be something where you could really only wear with dress stuff or just, I don't know, it would look kind of too flashy, and it wouldn't be a good all-around watch. And I don't think that's the case. And I absolutely love the dial here. I love that dial. And I think they chose a perfect shade of gold for this watch. So it makes it more of a universal wear. Of all the watches I've had, it's like the battery life is better. I can tell this charges faster than the 8 I had, than both of the 7s I had. And it's just been a progression. So, you know, the 8 charged faster than the 7, the 9 charged faster than the 8. And I would say this probably charges, I mean, equally as fast, if not faster, than the Ultra to me. I don't know. I never really ran the watches down. I would always charge them somewhere between like 27 and 54%, oddly enough. This watch doesn't really go with this outfit, but it looks good on my wrist. I would say, like, if you're looking into an Apple Watch, if you have an Apple Watch 7, 8, or an Ultra, I wouldn't get this one unless you were just, you know, chomping at the bit to get like the latest version. The reason I got this one is because I got rid of the Ultra. I was going to get like just a stainless steel Apple Watch, and I really, really wish I would have done a video on my 7. I feel like the stainless steel watch is the best looking watch. Like I said, I love the color on this one. The silver stainless steel in the 7, 8, and 9 are just absolutely gorgeous. This one has like a blacked out screen, and then the back is dark, obviously, like most Apple Watches are. So it's very sleek. It's like two-toned. It's just black and gold. And it looks really, really good. Super classy. The only reason I would upgrade is if I did not have the stainless steel version. Like I said, guys, I feel like the stainless steel Apple Watch is the best looking smartwatch out there. It looks way better than the Ultra. The Ultra looks good, but the Ultra looks more rugged, utilitarian. And if you see somebody wearing it, you know what it is. It's a dope piece of tech. You know, you can't go wrong with it. The battery life is definitely greater than this watch. I think it has twice the RAM, if I'm not mistaken, but you're not really at a loss if you have either version. But like I said, I really like this watch. I got an excellent deal on this watch. But I think if you're a really super outdoorsy person, you know, maybe have one of these and an Ultra, or just get the Ultra. So that's one reason I go for the Ultra, just because I feel like the titanium would just look better with some wear and tear on it. And then I would say if battery life is a big thing for you, I mean, these watches have come a long way. When I first got my 7, I was just, that wasn't my first smartwatch, but that was my first Apple Watch. And I loved the watch, and it took time to grow on me. But one thing that stood out pretty much immediately was battery life. The battery life wasn't great, and I feel like it took a while to charge. Now I feel like with updates and things like that, even the 7 charges well. So I really can't complain about battery life. It is a small watch. I can't expect this watch to go, 2-3 days. This watch can definitely give me like a day and a quarter, I would say, maybe a day and a third. I don't sleep in it. I think if you have like a rubber band, you can sleep on it, but I don't know, having something on my wrist, unless I'm really wanting to track my sleeping and what kind of sleep I'm getting and my resting heart rate, things like that, I may wear it a couple nights a week, but I don't know. It's just not, these watches aren't super comfortable to sleep in my opinion, especially not the Ultra. So if you want something a little bit more svelte, I would get this watch, or, a 7, 8. Like, there's not really any evolutionary changes. Like if I told you this was a 7 gold model, you would not even be able to tell the difference. The only reason that I would get a 9 over the 7 or 8 is just like battery health. Like if you were a battery health nut, or you just wanted to get a watch that wasn't beat up and beat around, I would get the 9. I'll say this too, if I had a choice between this one and the silver stainless steel, I would do the silver stainless steel, just because I feel like it's a bit more universal. Like this doesn't really go with the outfit I'm wearing, but it was covered by my sleeve. And I mean, that is the absolute best looking smartwatch you can ever find. A 7, 8, or 9 stainless steel. The 6 is nice, the 5s are nice, but when you have this, display with the 7, 8, and 9 that kind of like falls over the edges, I really like that. I don't like that as much on smartphones. I feel like it's not usable screen space, but on this watch it is. I would say if you have a medium, which I would call my wrist medium to large wrist, go ahead and get a 45 millimeter. I think it just fits well. This is the way it looks on my wrist. Obviously I'm not going to put my passcode in there, but it's a great fit for my wrist. And this band, these mesh bands are super dope. To me, they're universal. Like you can wear them with a t-shirt, you can wear them with a polo. They just look really good. The gold looks a little bit more dressy, but I would say medium to large wrist, go ahead and get the 45 millimeter. Men can do the 42 millimeter or 41 millimeter, whatever the other size is. So don't be pressured. These watches, again, they have a lot of usable space on the display. And I will say, with the non-Ultra models, you don't get wrist fatigue. So when I had my Ultra model, I got wrist fatigue. I would be laying there at night, or even when I got home after work, and I would immediately, when I'm changing clothes, putting on a pair of sweatpants or something, take off the watch, just because I would have wrist fatigue. That's not going to happen to everybody. Some people like having a ton of stuff on their wrists and their hands and things like that. I'm not that person, but I don't find that to be the case with this watch. I can fall asleep with it, and it's just, again, the Ultra was a bit clunky, even though the battery life was superb. Like the speaker is better on the Ultra when you're taking a call. Like, you can hear the person's voice fine on this, but this is a super small speaker, so it's not going to be great sound. So you want to keep that in mind. The Ultra was definitely better taking calls. But as far as like reception and people hearing me, there's really no difference. I never get questions when I take a call on my Apple Watch. People don't say, hey, do you have me on speaker? Or, hey, you're breaking up. And I don't even have LTE activated on this. This has not been added to my plan. I'm just taking a call, just connected to my phone. So that's super dope. And also, if you're new, when you have your watch paired to your phone, you can receive a call and your phone doesn't have to even be in range. I remember when I first got my Apple Watch Series 7, the aluminum one, 45 millimeter, I accidentally left my phone at home. And to my surprise, I was sitting in my office and a friend called me and had a question. And I was just like, what? And I answered it and just took the call like I normally would, another call, and she didn't think anything of it. So I felt like that was super dope. And again, I guess I was just using Wi-Fi at work because I'd had my phone here. Obviously, it's been here before. And so the watch and the phone know the Wi-Fi. But yeah, for my last point, I will say give the watch time. So especially if you work in an office setting, when I first got my first Apple Watch, the Series 7 45 millimeter, I thought it was cool. But then after a while, I was like, I'm not really using it. I didn't really activate it to my plan. But that day I left my phone home, and then we have had so much chaos at work go on. And I'm running out of this room to that room. It's just you're doing a lot and you're pulled in so many different directions. And like most people, when you work in an office setting at work, you'll put your phone on the desk. I don't keep my phone in my pocket, and I don't think most people do. You have different rooms in a building and things like that. You could leave your phone to go to a meeting, and just having your watch there, it is so much less significant when you just tilt your wrist to look at a notification versus pulling your big A phone out of your pocket, because even if you have a regular iPhone, it's a huge phone, and it's definitely a distraction and something people notice, and it could be borderline offensive. If somebody's filling out paperwork with you, or you guys are looking over notes, you're in your laptop, they're in their laptop, or they're going through a file or something like that, like you can casually glance down and it's so easy. Or look out of the corner of your eye, and it's just so convenient. And I've laid my phone down in so many different rooms, and using the ringing ping feature has been super helpful. So it grows on you, and after a while, like, it becomes something that's very useful, very handy, especially in a business setting. And Apple makes very quality products. So like, I could keep this watch for 4 or 5 years and be okay. I already know that it has years of taking and making calls and notifying people, so it's got that down pat. I haven't used the crash detection on the phone. Siri's very handy on this phone or on this watch, and again, it's just super svelte. So this watch checks so many boxes. This is everything that you want a smartwatch to be. It can do fitness, it can do sleep, it can do notifications, you can take calls and it sounds good, you can make calls and it sounds good. Like, sometimes I'm on my phone and I'm like scrolling and doing things, and I don't want to like take a call on my phone for whatever reason, even though I can minimize the call and go to another window. I'll just do it on my watch and, be scrolling around on my phone. So I think that's dope. And again, I would highly recommend this watch. But if you see a 7 in the stainless steel for a good price, an 8, go ahead and pick that up. Again, just make sure it's in good condition. I would say eBay, is good. A lot of times you can find them cheaper on eBay than you can like in your local Facebook marketplace. But the drawback with that is sometimes those are refurbished. So it's tough out there. It's tough. Like, your best bet is to just save your money or bite the bullet and pay full price. I got this watch. I'm not even going to say how much I paid for this watch, but I got this less than half of what it cost when it came out. So I hope you have a great experience if you pick up this watch like I do, and I will see you in the next video. And I'll probably insert some clips from the other video I made yesterday when I was super out of it. Yeah.